All right, so we're just waiting for some members of our panel to get here. Anyways, I hope everybody's had a good weekend here. We're just as I said, just waiting around for our panel to show up. Members of it, anyways. Yeah. Um, Walking in a town in a faceless crowd, need to feel the touch of a friend. In the countryside, I wander far and wide. Isolation gets me again. Don't know where to go when I feel like crying. Oh my, trying to open myself, do something new. I want to stop and grow up a bit. And suddenly my intuition and my wisdom grow. And then I know that most of all, and compassionately, strangers wherever we go. Thank you for waking me up. Let's see now, what else? Let's see. Hong Kong Fooey, number one super guy. Hong Kong Fooey, quicker than the human eye. Chicky chong, chicka wong wong wong. Hong Kong Fooey, that's terrific. Let's see now. Let's see what else. On Moomessa, where the cowboys roam, everyone will be by the code of the West. On Moomessa, where the cowboys roam, everyone wanna know by the code of the West. Oh man, why do you want it? Ah, born to be a winner, Choto. Born to be a champion. Born to be a. Oh, there we go.
How can I
Man,
be fashionably late if I'm the first one here? This isn't working out.
what was that?
How can I be fashionably late if I'm the first one here? That's
Well,
not
I
how that's supposed to
mean,
work.
that's the thing. I mean, I know that I send out the invites early enough. It's like you know, usually I do them somewhere around midday. So oh, there we go. There's somebody. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris, what's up, man?
No audio yet.
Oh, we'll wait for you.
Yeah, we're still waiting on a lot of other people. Yeah, so and if you guys can like and share the stream, of course, to help kind of see if we can get some more viewers in here. That'd be appreciated as well. Get the viewer count up and all that.
Is this thing on?
It is
We
on.
can hear
You
you.
are live.
I was purely muted. I wasn't expecting to get right in, so I was like still setting up. How are you guys?
All
I'm
right.
doing all right. How you doing?
I'm alive, man.
That's all we can ask for.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What a week.
Yeah.
Let's see. I gotta find
So
you. Okay.
was it mine or was it Rick's message? You got the link on because I asked Rick to do one as well, but
I
I think
actually got RJ's.
Oh, RJ. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I take care of business, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I don't know. I may have Rick and yours too, but I saw RJ's and I was like, yeah, I'll hop in for a while. What's up?
So yeah, and Diana knows that she's invited to join us too if she'd like, right?
I told her no women allowed.
Oh, come on.
He-Man Woman Haters Club.
No, actually, she's downstairs working on some class project, so I don't even know if she's aware.
Okay, because I sent her the link too. I mean, as you know, I do want to try to get some, women on here, to get their perspective on some of the stuff we talk about. So,
It could always be fluid for a half hour.
Oh yeah.
well, we're kind of stretched on time a little bit too because RJ actually.
Oh no, I was teasing Mike. I was joking, making a gender joke, saying I could go fluid for a half hour. And
Oh geez, I get it now. Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
that even went over my head for the second.
yeah, I was just playing, man.
well,
Let me get my
the only
wig.
thing is, I had planned, with a few more of the people here, I planned to start off, talking to RJ about the situation with Mike Barron because I know that he and George are doing a movie night at 6 my time, 8 his, 9 yours. So
In an hour.
What movie?
Laurel and Hardy Flying Deuces.
Oh, I can't say I've seen that one, though I do know Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah. It's
I have
in
to
public
say,
domain.
George is tied to Immortal Mask, at least through Denali friendship, right?
Oh yeah. He's very much tied to it.
Because I was asked today, through a tweet, somebody was asking in general what your, most surprising backed book you had this year was. And I had to give it to Immortal Mask. I think that was probably the best overperformer, like from what I expected to what I got. And
I'm happy to hear that. Being the guy who ships them all out, I'm tied to it as well in a way.
well, I was really happy with it. I mean, I wish I had colored editions that first run there, but it was a really decent project to the point where I'd say it was good, which is good.
Well, thank you. I'll pass that along. Mike's stream will get clipped and be shown on George and Denali's channels now. We'll snipe that bit out.
speaking of George, did you send him the link? Was he gonna stop?
Of course.
Huh?
I sent him the link. I sent Mr. Yanafui the link. Mr. Yanafui said he's at the park with his daughter. He said, let's go home. She gave him the sad eyes and she won. So they're still at the park.
Okay.
Somewhere in Chile, they're having fun on the swings.
And then what about Roland and Barb?
Yeah, I sent it off. I didn't hear anything back.
And James?
James, sent it all. I didn't send it to Rick and Tim because I figure you already do those. So
yeah.
What about Jim Lee, or is that James Lee?
Yeah, that's James Lee.
Gotcha.
He's not allowed to be Jim Lee.
Because of the Jim Lee from DC.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, that could cause some confusion, I bet.
Yep. So I'm just waiting for any day now. This anthology that I submitted my comic story to is going to get launched. Just waiting for it to. I think it's waiting on the Fund My Comic site, which is like going. Okay, so here's the thing: is like it was supposed to launch like a couple of days ago, and I'm like, I know this is a tech company. I know this tech company. They're very good. But I also know that, I work for tech. I'm in the tech industry. I work for the data science division of a bank. And we talked with Google last 2021, November. And we're like, hey, we want to move our database onto the cloud, do kind of a lift and shift kind of thing. They're like, oh, yeah, we can do that. Have it on there by Christmas. 2021, mind you. We're still building the data platform for the Google Cloud.
Do you want to know how bad it is out there? I work for a school district and I've done the website for 15 years, but the new district superintendent wants to have a third party do it, right?
Oh,
this has been going on for 6 months now. We're getting back renders that are like so bad, and we appreciate that he's trying to take a little bit off our load, but we're like, and like the speed, what I'm talking about with speed is something that should be done in a day or two, and it takes like 2 weeks. And
so the guys there, I know what they're working on. They've like they've got some security holes that they've seen that could be exploited, and they're trying to close it all up. They worked on the contract to make it so that Fund My Comic is going to work in a couple of South American countries that Kickstarter and Indiegogo don't. So that's a good thing. They were able to comply with the laws there. And it's just, they're like, we know we're going to be targeted because we're going to be, letting everybody fund their comic as long as it's legal.
Yeah.
It's not going to be something. I say we. I'm not part of that company. But they're saying, it's like, it's not going to be, if we don't like the politics of your comic, well, that's on us. You're making a comic. We don't care. Just use the platform to fund it. And they're only going to be charging 2% instead of the 5% that Indiegogo and Kickstarter charge. So it'll be a thing of beauty when it launches.
Yeah, I was thinking about switching over Manga to it, but the delay in launch, I'm not saying I won't launch there. I'm just being a little bit more cautious till I see what they're doing.
Yeah, I would rather that they do what they're doing now, which is delay everything.
Sort it out before you go live.
Exactly. I wouldn't want this stuff to be found out afterward. But at the same time, be a little bit more realistic with your time frames,
Right.
so that people can be more trusting of their expectations of what you're delivering. If it's going to take you 2 weeks, say it's going to take you 2 weeks. Don't say 48 hours and then be another 48 hours and then another 48 hours.
So, hello, hey, Rick.
Hey,
Rick.
How are you all?
It's the Anadia heel.
If you can like and share the stream as well, see if we can get some more people in here. That'd be appreciated as well.
You got it, boss.
Hey, Rick.
Yes.
If I made a knockoff called Anadian Eel, would I get in trouble?
I don't know.
It might be interpreted as.
I heard RJ and I'm like, that's actually kind of cool sounding. Anadia Heel. Like it sounds like a name that you would hear like in a different world,
It kind of looks German.
Yeah,
but the thing is, it's not. It doesn't mean anything. I've looked. Lots of people have said about it, and the funny thing, it only seems to be Americans
that pick up on it.
Yeah, because I've had it at a few whatchamacallit, cons, the actual book, and nobody's ever said anything. So maybe, or they look at it and they say Canadian Shield right away, or they don't. The most that they might do with just looking at the book, they'll say, "Oh, Captain Canada."
Well, there's already a Captain Canuck, right?
Yeah.
I remember that.
I swear I had issues of Captain Canuck when I was a kid that I bought at the local LCS. I don't have them anymore, but I remember there being actual comic books for that character.
Well, just from the experiences I had from watching, the X-Men cartoon in the '90s, I know that hey Rex, hey Mike, stream 7 hours, going to bed. Okay,
7 hours. Good Lord.
Well, yeah. Well, I had hoped that he would have joined us to be part of the conversation, but he was streaming earlier today. So,
and hey Rex.
I streamed earlier today. I'll be streaming later tonight, man. Come on. Get some Red Bull and up your game, Rex.
You actually drink Red Bull? I've been afraid to even try it.
Oh no, I don't. I don't drink any energy drinks. I take high blood pressure medicine. I'm afraid my heart would explode.
That's why I don't drink it. I'm like, oh my gosh, between like all the
I take high blood pressure meds. I still drink Monsters.
Yeah. The only energy drinks, and I haven't drank them for a while, is the small little 5-hour ones.
Oh, those are the worst.
Oh yeah, they taste the worst, but it's one quick shot.
I used to be addicted to those.
I never got addicted.
Oh man, I loved them. I wanted them every time I went to a convenience store. I was like, "Where's your 5 hours? Where's your 5 hours?"
I bought some V8 juice, and it was like the energy drink, and I've been avoiding it for a long time. I was like, oh, but I really want the V8 juice, but I just don't want to drink like V8 juice. I want to drink like the fruit ones. And I read it's like energy from black and green tea. I'm like, well, okay, I can do that. I drink black tea and green tea anyway. So if that's what you're using for your energy source, fine. I just don't want 800 milligrams of taurine per swallow.
Yeah. Heck, the first time I got one, I was on my paper route. This is like 15 years ago or something like that. And I was doing my paper route, and I was literally walking into bushes while standing up. So I was falling asleep while walking. And then
I'm picturing your bicycle going by at a blur with all these papers just shooting off of it, launching.
I didn't have a bicycle.
Kind of like the video game Paperboy. RJ?
Oh yeah, only at high speed in a blur.
Yeah. But not quite, because I was.
Excuse me, Rex. If you're still here, if you want to share your link to your channel or your books or anything, feel free to do so, because I know I did give you a retro back. So if you want to. Anyways, guys, we're just past the 15-minute mark here, so I want to get into some of our planned conversations tonight.
I want to do some news. Okay.
Okay. I just want to say one thing to the Paperboy thing. I wasn't riding a bike. I was just walking.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, that's the problem.
Hey, but I was still
a bike like that.
Well, Rick, you know what I'm referring to, though, right?
I don't know what the news is tonight.
The game. Yeah, the game Paperboy.
Oh, yeah. That
there was an arcade game called Paperboy where...
oh, yeah, that I know about. I played it. I owned it for the NES or the Super NES, something like that.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. It's probably on both of them, because I have it on a couple of emulators.
And I was never good at it, so.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, I wanted to, because I know we only have RJ up until just before 6 here, because he's off to. But anyways, before we get started, of course, I want to go round the horn here, as it were. If you guys want to do your little guys each, we'll start with RJ and then just go like clockwise there. RJ, you'll start, and Chris, and then Rick, and then we'll get into the news topic. So, RJ, why don't you introduce yourself? And
I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at CriticalBlast.com, Chief Envelope Shipper for Critical Blast Logistics, Myopic Proofreader for Critical Blast Publishing, which will be launching an open reading session soon for the Monsters Next Door anthology, for anybody who wants to take a crack at that. And, I am also all over Twitter at Critical Blast, where James has just mentioned that it's a family birthday party for his aunt, and he will not be able to attend today.
That I wanted to talk to him about too. So, and if you want to share your link, RJ, share any and all your links, feel free to do so. All right, Chris, you're up.
Hey, man. My name is Chris Tamulevich. I'm a comic book creator, and that's about it. Basically, I'm working on Manga Yoshokin, which is in sign up on Indiegogo right now. We have some stuff going on at Webtoons with the Great Cyclopean, and basically you can find links to all that stuff at HeroShack.com. That's like my link tree, and that's about it.
Yeah, throw that link out there. I want to get on that Indiegogo.
You would, of course, like to share your links in the chat as well. Feel free to do so.
All right. Right now, you know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to show Paperboy on my screen, but it's not working right. Oh well.
I think you have to share. You have to share it. I don't even see it, so you'd have to share it, and then I'd have to pull it up. So.
Yeah, he's not even on the screen yet to share.
Yeah, unless he's bringing it up in OBS.
Right, that's what I'm trying to do, but it's very difficult because I don't seem to see the window that I want.
Okay, yeah. Go to create new window or something like that. I know what it is. Window.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I actually have all my windows listed, but it's not showing the one in particular, which is weird.
You might have to put it up and then think, or it might.
Oh wait, I got it. No, you know what it was? I had the window behind the other ones, so I couldn't see it. It was in a layer. In OBS.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah. All right, so that's Paperboy just running in the background. I'll just leave it as my picture.
Well,
it's not your picture yet.
Oh, it's not.
You got to share camera or whatever.
It should be. Oh, did I click that?
I
see.
I'm not StreamYard here, Chris.
In StreamYard, I haven't turned on my camera.
Whoa! Look at all that.
That's cool. Yeah. That didn't work out. Hang on. Yeah, I really know what I'm doing, guys. Believe it or not.
This is like Mike Walters in the Multiverse of Madness all of a sudden.
How did I lose it? I had it. Oh well. I got to try again. So talk about something, guys. How y'all doing?
Well, all right. Well, we'll move on. If you can,
Chris's intro.
try to share it if you'd like, and you can also share your links in the chat. So,
All right.
I'll let Rick do his intro now.
Well, I am Rick Piper of Cross Comics, and you can find me all over the Twitter, all over social medias. I am, of course, here on YouTube as well, Cross Comics. But of course, right now, still in demand is the Canadian Shield 2 and Snowdrift #1 over on Indiegogo. If anybody wants to go grab that or check it out,
And
check it
Rick,
out and grab it.
Okay. And Rick, of course, you can share your links if you'd like in the chat as well. Also, Rick will be on with me this Friday, the 27th, for the weekly historical comic retrospect, where this week we'll be looking at comics that went on sale from August of 1939 from Centaur Comics, and we'll be introducing Bill Everett's Amazing Man. Not to be confused, of course, with there it is. There's the paperboy.
It took me forever.
Oh,
Not to
yeah.
be confused with DC's Amazing Man.
Not to be confused with, but definitely related to.
Look at those graphics.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was
that
was 80s right there. That was early 80s.
And that depth, that isometric kind of 3D effect was big. Like that was when everything was flat.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It'll run now for about an hour, so it's not that big of a deal. It's just a YouTube gameplay video of the arcade.
Yeah, but anyway, so well, what did you last say there, RJ, on that?
I forgot. I forgot already.
No. Well, when we were talking about Amazing Man.
Oh well, yeah. I mean the identity of Amazing Man in the DC Comics was his secret identity was the name of the man who created the Amazing Man hero in the Golden Age. So it was a tribute to that creator.
Yeah, Will Everett, right?
Yeah.
So and of course we're still on for February 3rd, March 3rd, and March 31st, right, RJ?
Oh, I hope so. Let me check my calendar. If I told you that, then I wrote it down. Yes, I did.
Okay. Just double checking, because you'll be on next Friday when we go over fiction. Because this Friday, as I said, Centaur and David McKay, and then next Friday on the 3rd, we'll be, of course, looking through Fiction House and publications with with Jumbo Comics. So, and Sheena among the characters we'll be looking at there. So with that,
Sheena the She Devil? No.
No.
Oh no, different one. That was Shanna the She Devil.
I was teasing anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Chris is all moving all around his screen.
Yeah, I'm messing around while we talk.
Yeah, that's cool. So the first piece of news I wanted to get to tonight, of course, because again with RJ, only here till just before 6 here. So one of the big stories that came out this last week was the situation with Mike Barron. As you guys know, Mike Barron, he got kicked off a Kickstarter. Now, did he actually get kicked off a crowdfunder, or were they trying? He did get kicked off. Okay,
he got kicked off a crowdfunder as well. The hate mob rallied and basically sent enough emails to crowdfunder that they're like, well, if there's enough people here that hate it, it must be bad. We're not going to bother checking it ourselves. Kickstarter, of course, has their own rule that says, hey, graphic nudity and all that stuff is not allowed on your campaign. We'll suspend you for that. But if you've had enough campaigns and you're a crowdfunder that they love, and you're the one who got Mike Barron kicked off, and you now have your own graphic novel Kickstarter up there, you're allowed to show as much graphic nudity as you want, and people can report it night and day, and they won't care or do anything about it. So, Kickstarter doesn't really care about the things in their toss. They just want to have a reason to fall back on it. They don't like it or something.
But before we get more of your commentary on that, the big piece of news that came out this last week was that Mike Barron and, of course, his publishing partner Chris Braley. Now, is it Bleeding Cool or Bleeding Fool?
Bleeding Fool.
Bleeding Fool. Okay, I couldn't remember which one it was, but Chris Braley of Bleeding Fool and Mike Barron have started up a GoFundMe campaign. Now, last I knew, it was up to like 3,000 or 3,500. So I figure by now it's probably, they got the amount they needed. But they started a GoFundMe campaign in order to be able to afford the retainer for the attorney, as they're looking to go after daily costs and all involved in basically in tortious interference of his campaign. RJ, you've been sitting in on the meetings there, and you're kind of the inside man on this. Is there anything that you can or are allowed to share that you'd like to share with us?
The things that I can say, or at least that I believe I can say, are that, right now they've raised 4,600 of the initial 5,000 goal. That is more than what was needed for the retainer. The retainer has been made. The lawyer has been, they got him retained, and they are going to be filing suit against both the Daily Costs and its writer, Star Mignon. And Star Mignon and Gabriel Discordia are pretty much attached at the hip. So they may already be aware that this is happening. I've noticed that the PSY Industries account on Twitter has been radio silent for over a week, which is unusual for them. So
PSY, what exactly is PSY?
I have no idea. It's what their Twitter handle is.
Oh. Well, I know that PSY is usually the abbreviation for like psi or psychic or psychological or something like that. But
yeah, it's just the name of their little independent underground rip-off characters bookstore kind of thing. And I say rip-off characters. I say that with impunity because I don't think that Lucasfilm gave them the rights to make a slave Leia doll. I thought it was a pretty cool looking doll, as cheaply made as it was. So I actually sent a picture of it to Lucasfilms and said, I would love to be the distributor on this thing. Can you hook me up?
Is that how you found out that they basically stole it from him?
No, I knew they stole it. I knew it wasn't authorized. I just said, hey, Lucas, hey, they're selling this doll here. How can I get in on the distribution of this? Can you hook a guy up? I would love to, get these out to the fans of our website. Here's the link so you can see what it is. Let me know where this comes from.
All right. Give me a quick sec, RJ. Hello, Wayne. Thank you for popping in. I hope you'll enjoy the show here as we.
Okay, is that my end?
What was that?
Looks like I'm frozen.
Oh dear.
No, you're good.
Oh, well, we can still hear you. Yeah, Wayne is also known as Mr. Big. He writes some true crime novels and has helped produce some movies about different mafia families in America. So he's doing a project coming up with some more of that.
Okay. So is there any
that is
other
where everything stands with Mike.
Yeah. So RJ, is there any other commentary you'd wish to share on that whole situation with
nothing more
Mike
yet.
Barron
I mean,
situation?
it's the wheels of justice turn slowly, but they do surely turn. So
RJ, I have to ask.
Yes.
So Barron is in violation of terms of service, but they are hypocritical in that they only selectively apply that.
Barron was not in any violation of terms of service.
Gotcha.
Except for the terms of service, which is a very vague one that says don't offend anybody.
Well, yeah, that one's going to be their. Oh,
that's their casual fallback. There was nothing on the campaign for Private American that violated any terms of service. There was none of the nudity. There was none of the bigotry that was, espoused. I mean, if somebody says, "Hey, he's murdering migrants," and the author says, "No, he's murdering, fentanyl dealers," well,
Right.
he's the creator. I would think it'd be like somebody saying, "Hey, you're, great Cyclopean is punching out migrants," and you're like, "No, he's punching out aliens." Well, what are
Right.
they?
Yeah.
Migrants or aliens? You're the creator.
Yep.
You would know.
So they're really just playing semantics to get to Baron and letting other people slide big on actual TOS.
Well, one of the, as I recall, one of the things they actually called Private American was I guess a handbook or a handbook for terrorists or terrorism for dummies or something like that.
Yeah, they straight up called Mike Barron a stochastic terrorist. Not like, he's acting like a stochastic terrorist, or some of the things he said remind us of stochastic terrorism. No, they just said stochastic terrorist Mike Barron. And stochastic is a nifty little word that means random. And it basically means somebody may take these ideas of yours and get all crazy about them. In which case, we're all stochastic terrorists, because we would all say, I really don't like Milky Way candy bars. Oh, RJ doesn't like Milky Way candy bars. Yeah, they really suck. I'm going to go to the Mars company. I'm going to raise some hell.
Or in that fact, like half your TV shows out there would be.
Exactly.
In Mike's honor, you have to think that he really must have butthurt them with the Punisher. The fact that the Punisher logo is so controversial with them, and Mike is so tied to that, I gotta believe that they just see the word Baron and they probably think of him with daggers in their eyes.
And they built a lot of their case off of the Thin Blue Line book, which they also completely mischaracterized as a book about two cops who have to go into a black neighborhood and kill people. I'm like, they didn't kill anybody. And it was, but there was a riot in the city, and Gabriel Discordia and their Discordia Industries, they make this thing called the official Antifa membership card. So, we know where their ideologies are aligned. And if you had anything that was anti-Antifa, or also known as anti-real fascism, then they're going to strike back. And this is the way that they've chosen to do it. And they've done it successfully, because that little article wasn't just, here's what we feel about this. This is our opinion on the book. It was several statements presented as fact, and it had several calls to action with links to places for people to click on and urging them to take that action with the typical, what to do. So,
which is classic, defamation and tortious interference, right?
Exactly. So at the moment, there's an erotic trilogy from Discordia on Kickstarter. If you find it, you know what to do. I say that without an ounce of shame.
In Minecraft,
it's not my channel.
Yeah. Well, I let a lot of things go. There's a few things I wouldn't, but
Oh yeah, I would never try to take your channel down.
Yeah.
I am, however, trying to get my YouTube up so I can follow Chris's link here. Because
I think the link is all messed up, but I put it up there. It's just HeroShack.com.
Oh no, I want the one to your Indiegogo, man.
Oh, I didn't put one up for Indiegogo. Let me get that.
Well, you can do that too. I mean, any and all your links, guys. Feel free to put up.
Well, I put up the link to my Indiegogo, which you got a while ago, RJ. Which
incidentally, I do have a preview. In the once people sign up, I send out a preview in a Google Drive with a whole bunch of art and stuff. I just updated the 13-page preview with the latest artwork, because remember, guys, this was supposed to launch and be out by the end of the year, and I'm still working on it. And I haven't even launched it yet, and that's because I am burning the candles for this book.
But before we continue here, so RJ, look at what Wayne said here.
I hope. There's only one way to handle this, and it was almost handled, and then the plague hit, and things slowed down, and nobody could go into buildings. We all had to stay home, and it dragged out that court case until everybody was just sick to death of it, and they said, let's not do it anymore. It's costing us too much, and both sides settled. Settled. I
Are
don't
you
know if
talking
it's
about
settled is the
are
right
you
term.
talking about
Both
the
sides
Wade
quit.
Brooks case?
Yeah, that was the Mark Wade, Richard C. Meyer case that everybody threw so much money at in hoping that they would see some sort of action. When this happens, I'm firmly of the belief that it needs to be an asymmetrical response. It's the killing of the fly with a sledgehammer. It doesn't make the fly any more dead, but it sends a message to the other flies.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch out for the sledgehammer.
Yeah. You really don't want to go in there. They ain't messing around.
Flies, you're about to get hammered.
Yeah.
Although you know what flies do, right? They'll go eat the corpse.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, they can eat the corpse off the sledgehammer.
Okay. So now, of course, I'd like to move on a little bit here. Now, Max is. I'm sorry, Tim isn't here to talk about it, but I know Rick, you were sitting in the chat this past Friday, and you had some interesting. Would you like to tell everybody about our readings from this past Friday? Since you were there.
I only caught the bit of the one. I wasn't at the computer the whole time, but yeah, you were reading about a guy in red with a weird looking hat and a lightning bolt on his belt. He seemed like the Flash, but apparently he wasn't.
Shock Gibson.
Shock Gibson?
Yeah, that was
well, it seems shocking that he was so close to the Flash.
Well, that helmet, yeah, that looked like a construction helmet with a fin on it, with like a shark's fin.
Yeah, and like I said, I knew it wasn't the Flash. I didn't know who it was, but I had to make the comment with him looking so close to the Flash.
Right. Yeah. Well, you have to remember
Jay Garrick Flash.
Here's the funny thing too, Rick. The Flash wasn't even around yet. The Flash didn't debut until Flash Comics #1, which was in like 1940. That character, Shock Gibson, predated the Flash. So if anything, it might have been that the Flash may have taken a note from Shock Gibson.
Well, that could be very well the case, and probably is. But I didn't know about Shock Gibson till Friday.
I'm sure a lot of people didn't. I didn't until I looked into this. Now, Speed Comics #1, it eventually was bought up by Harvey Comics, which was founded in 1941.
Yeah.
But at this point in time, in 1939, it was being published by Brookwood Publications.
And there's another reason to think it might have been the Flash. Speed Comics.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. He's in Speed Comics. He wasn't a speedster, but it was definitely the thought was there. And wow, the covers that they had. When you get into the Black Cat stories, there are going to be some spicy comic book covers coming.
Oh, have you actually seen some copies of Speed Comics already, RJ?
Oh yeah. I mean that you're going to get some of your Black Cat bondage covers coming up here, as well as your very racist representation of Japanese soldiers.
Well, again, this is still early on, of course. So, and of course, this is a company that, as I said that was eventually bought up by Harvey. Harvey was more well known for giving us characters like Casper the Friendly Ghost, Richie Rich, Little Audrey, Baby Huey, Herman and Catnip, Mohair and Tommy Tortoise. But their first major superhero was Shock Gibson. That thing was like 26 pages to read. And then we read a couple other stories. I read Tex Tyler in there, like a little 4-page Western, and then Ted Parrott. The funny thing about the Ted Parrott story, and I decided to read him because he was, when we were doing our intro for Speed Comics and all that, and for Brookwood and all that, they mentioned that alongside Shock Gibson, of course, Ted Parrott was one of the other heroes who they had talked about was being involved in World War II. So Ted Parrott seemed to be another. This guy was apparently an actor. So there's the way that story went, apparently. So he's walking off of a movie set where I guess they've been giving him too many romantic storylines where he's yeah, stop giving me these sissy roles. I want some roles with some action in it. And so what ends up happening, of course, in the real world, he actually does get some action. And then he comes back and goes, take it. His producer finally gets him an action role and go, take it away.
that made him both a heartthrob and an action figure at once. So
yeah, so it was just kind of funny, but
hi Diana.
Hey Diana.
Hey Diana.
And it's
and George is here. Hey George.
Hi. I'm here to share my links.
Yeah, you can do that.
George, you want to go back to this stream and you want to clip the first 5 minutes.
What happened?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Let's take up the time that we got now. We got
and Diana, of course, I sent you the link. I sent you the link as well on Facebook. So if you'd like to join us in the studio here, you're more than welcome to. But yeah. So right now with George here, we'll give him a chance to do a little intro if he'd like and share his links and all.
All right. Give me a sec. I'm bringing up my.
I think it's interesting that Shock Gibson used his surname in his superhero identity and nobody figured it out. See, like I've been granted electrical powers. I'm going to call myself Lightning Carter.
Hey, wait a minute. Has anybody seen RJ?
RJ, have you actually
Okay, there you go.
read the comic before?
No, I've read the Oversteep Price Guide before every year, and I would read all the Golden Age stuff about it. What is this, George? So these are all his links.
I guess link that George has shared. So, George, you want to talk about this?
Yeah, these are sausage links that I'm sharing.
These are his links.
Yeah.
Not the links I was talking about, George, but oh well.
Chain links, you got lucky.
Oh, these are breakfast sausages, dinner sausages, and and also snack sausages. It's just amazing. Just look at it. And there's also vegetable sausages, and there's waffle sausages, and there's also brown and served sausages.
We don't want to know about your sausage, George.
Oh, I do. Keep talking.
Let's not go there. Let's not go. Come on, let's keep it family friendly, guys.
I want to know about the sausage with onions there and peppers.
Yeah, and also there's pizza sausage right there, right on the right side.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, look at that. Right there, pizza sausage. Mm-mm.
Well, no, that's impossible. That says impossible sausage, so it's one of those veggie ones.
Yeah, no. It's not impossible. It's just preposterous.
Well,
that I agree with.
Preposterous sausage. Oh yeah. Well, George is sharing his links. I'm going to.
Oh, by the way, these are 1930s sausages. That's why they're in black and white.
No, we didn't have color back
then.
That
was back before they invented color.
Yeah. I don't recommend eating those.
Okay, so we have somebody else who just shared a link here, so we'll go ahead and bring that one up. RJ,
these are my links. This is a deep cut, but
the Mod Squad.
All right.
I'm keeping my hands away from the screen and Nintendo.
But yeah, if you're as old as I am, you remember Link from the Mod Squad. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, but granted, those were not necessarily the links we were talking about, but hey, whatever. Yeah, Diana, you're right. Oh my God, you guys laugh out loud. Diana, please come in and give us some sanity.
I told you you weren't allowed.
You got to run herd on us sometimes. It's like herding cats.
Yeah, I sent you, Diana. If you're wondering, I sent you a link to your Facebook Messenger. So You should have it in there if you want to join us in the studio here.
Oh, RJ, did you get the links for the Canadian Shield 2 and Snowdrift 1?
I think I did. Yes, I know I did. I downloaded them.
Okay.
I haven't read them, but I've downloaded them. I am going to.
Cool.
I can't remember. Did I? Surely I ordered the physical copies though, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, damn. In that case, I'd best not wait for those.
Well, you can. Well, they're still in demand, so you can still get them.
It was probably a shipping thing. I don't know who your shipper is. It's international shipping. That's a pain in the butt. I hate it.
Well, I do the shipping myself.
I sent it via Facebook Messenger. I'll try again here then, Diana. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you right now. But I know I sent it earlier, so you should have it. So
yeah, what's your problem, Diana?
And I'll send it via Messenger again here.
I don't know why it is, but every time, last couple of weeks when she pops up in chat, all I get is Michael Jackson singing in my head, and I don't know why. There's no reason for it.
Oh, yeah. I know that song.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, you should know that song. Yeah, but
yeah, you got the digitals of all three: Canadian Shield 1, Canadian Shield 2, and Snowdrift.
Okay, well, then I've got them downloaded in my digital folder here. I've been doing a lot of AI artwork lately.
All right, so I put my links up in my screen.
I just try anybody that I know that actually got them, or that I sent them off and I'm on air with, or whatever. I asked just to make sure.
I definitely got them.
All right, Diane. I just sent it again. I sent the link, just the link this time, not the full message as before.
Yeah, try not to mess around, girl. Find it this time. I'm going to be in so much trouble.
Yeah, Chris, you might want to be careful because she might put you on the couch, and you're not careful.
The couch isn't so bad. It's when you're outside that,
Oh, that doghouse is small.
In the winter, oh my. Oh, I look a little dim. I got to fix that. You guys remember the Atari Lynx?
Yeah.
It didn't stay around long, did it?
No, I remember about it. I never played it.
I got it in a bargain bin when I finally got it. It was well since canceled.
I remember my friend had an Odyssey. I was like, this is the thing that's going to compete with Atari. I'm like, no, it doesn't look like it's going to at all.
Well, it was the biggest contender until in television, but yeah, Atari kind of just rolled for years.
Actually, until Coleco.
Well, Coleco was a good run.
Long either. My biggest game console was the Commodore 64 or the Commodore VIC-20 rather.
Oh, that was a dream console for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, what killed
Facebook is actually showing that Diana's not on Facebook.
You're inviting somebody. You don't know who it is.
Apparently,
Dirty Diana. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, the Atom killed the ColecoVision. Their computer.
Yeah, I heard that was full of bugs and prone to break, and I was heartbroken because I wanted to get that whole setup.
I had it.
Did you really?
Yeah. I gotta go. Got to set up for the next show. See you guys.
Yep.
Later.
That means that I've got to go too because it's on my channel.
Okay, but before you leave, RJ, I want to give you a chance to outro.
Criticalblast.com, where pop culture gets blasted. So
okay, if you want to share your link one more time before you leave, go for it.
I will. It's criticalblast.com. In fact, if you just Google Critical Blast, we will now outrank any other previously existing Critical Blast that was ever out there, including the Firecracker that has a trademark. But we're not a Firecracker, so we're not in violation of that. Good to see you guys again, and I will be back next Sunday and then the Friday after that. So we'll see you.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, the rest of us are staying around Woody, as far as I know, for now.
All right.
I'm just messing with my stuff.
Yeah.
So
My
we
links
see.
are only $99.
And 95 cents.
Shh.
So basically $100.
You're gonna hurt my sales now.
Yeah, most people aren't dumb enough to fall for that 99 or whatever. The 99 thing.
Yeah, the little trick of the penny at the end.
Yeah, because for me, I always round it up to the next dollar because it's like, okay, there's that plus taxes.
It's that perception though, like $9,999.99 still sounds less than 10,000. You know, like it's 1 penny less, but it still sounds less.
Sounds less, but I look at it and I'm like, oh, that's $10,000.
That's because you have a superior mind. People like me stand there and go, "That's a savings."
A savings of a whole penny.
I got a message. Let's see. She can't find the message. All right, hang on.
Yeah,
She
you
can't
could
find
probably
the
just send
StreamYard.
it to her, Chris.
Yeah, I'm gonna, because she just messaged me on the Apple Messenger. So I'll just send it back to her. This should work. Yeah.
Yeah, because I put it in the back here.
Well, remember, she's on a brand new Mac Air and she's learning the OS for like the first time ever.
Okay, well, I was not aware of that then.
Oh yeah, she's been on a Mac for like years, but she's been running Windows on a Mac. So she just found out, like, she knew there was a Mac OS, but she's finding out the insides and outs of it now.
Yeah,
So,
but Facebook would be the same no matter what. So
right, but I don't know how she's actually accessing it.
I'll even show this to you.
He's showing the receipts.
Yeah, that's what I just sent her in Messenger. So she's not Facebook Messenger, but in the Apple, it's the regular text thing.
Yeah, but you notice it doesn't show that she's actually on Facebook either.
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering if she's doing it right. Like the system may have her confused.
Yeah.
But either way, we'll get her here one way or another.
Well, yeah, I'd like,
if she can't log in, I'm going to make her come up here and sit with me. There's some incentive, babe. Oh, here's a message. Let's see. Oh, yeah, you do have to download Chrome, Diana, because Safari doesn't support it.
Safari doesn't support the duck?
StreamYard. Yep.
Well, that's stupid.
Well, guess who's here? Mr. Yanafui. Hello, Mr. Yanafui.
Hello.
Judge Yanafui.
Hello, Americans and people of the crown. How are you?
All right. How about yourself, my friend?
All rise. The Judge Yanafui has arrived.
Don't forget to click my link.
You're all right. You're all right. You're all right.
Order on the court. In the court.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So, Mr. Yanafui, would you like to introduce yourself and maybe share any links? And Diana's here finally. Yay, Diana! Hey, Diana.
Judge, did you say you're all right?
Diana's here finally. Yay, Diana! Hey, Diana.
You're all right.
Here finally.
Okay, you gotta mute YouTube, Diana.
Yeah, you got to mute the YouTube window.
I'm trying to find.
It's in the tab. It's in the other tab.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
I'm going to touch you with so many.
I'm trying. Okay, I'm back. Jesus.
Yay!
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Later, Woody.
Always, Your Honor. All right, so
keep following with style.
Okay.
All right, so Diana, you want to share any? Well, I know you, for the most part, you would be sharing a lot of the same stuff Chris would. So, you want to introduce yourself to everybody?
Hello, I am Diana, Christopher's wife, and I just finished up homework and I haven't really been listening to you guys, so I don't know. What are you guys talking about tonight? What is
Well,
this?
when RJ was still here, of course, we were talking about Mike Barron's situation. So he's, according to RJ, he's now got up to $4,600 of the 5,000 he was trying to put together to go after daily costs and their writers for defamation and tortious interference for getting them kicked off of Kickstarter and crowdfunder.
Oh my
Right.
goodness.
This is the Mike Barron issue, right?
Yeah. So now, since RJ left, of course, we've just been kind of, hemming and hawing a little bit here, just because I did have a couple other things planned to talk about as well after, had Rick share his experience from when we were going over the historical comic retrospect the other night. Are you still here with us, Mr. Yanafu? Oh, you're muted.
Of course. There was a crime, Mike. We have to solve the crime.
He has to make sure everything's all right.
Yes, you know why I'm here, right, Chris?
Oh yeah, what's up, man?
Yeah. You have accusation.
What's the accusation, my friend?
You have been accused of affecting Ethan Van Skyver fifis.
Yeah.
How do you declare?
I declare a very heartfelt and emotional moment. That's what I declare. No, you know what? It's really funny though, because he's been really nice with me. I don't know that I'm in any legal liability, but he could be a real jerk and yell, and he's been really kind. So to his credit, I think that he's really interested in Poulter, and I don't really blame him. Anybody who's dealt with Poulter will typically come to the same conclusion of everybody else, but Ethan's been pretty cool. His fifis might have been hurt, but he's showing some maturity.
Well, I from what I understand, George is back.
Oh, no, I got the wrong StreamYard link.
Hi.
Don't look. This is hideous.
The lawyer is here. I think it's your defense, Chris. No?
My attorney ran out on me.
I think we could have had it if you had your microphone on.
Oh, my daughter must be talking to my wife as you hear that second female.
Yeah, I'm wondering where that other voice is coming
I'm
from.
sorry, guys. I'll mute it. She's talking in her. She's on a
Although,
screen in her
guys,
room.
I got to ask you. Okay, so she's on a brand new computer. I think her mic sounds good. It sounds crisp.
Yeah,
and
it sounds good to me.
Yeah, it sounds all right.
It's just a built-in microphone.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
I'm impressed.
It sounds good to me too. Just kidding.
You'd have to listen afterwards.
Yeah, that's all right. That's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm just tired. I'm just like my head hurts.
Yeah,
So
I like your
anyways,
icon.
are we?
Yeah.
I don't believe, Judge Yanafui, that we are getting sued. I think that Ethan reached out to Chris, or rather, Chris reached out to Ethan to let him know what was going on about that logo. We have looked. We don't have any books in stock. That was what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Well, the problem we're having is all the books that didn't sell well ended up on the prize wheel.
Right.
So when you're at a convention and you get little kids coming up and you want to give them something, you have them spin the wheel. Well, I've given away God knows how many comics, but the one good thing is we didn't print all that many of that book.
No, we did not.
Those
There's not
books,
many out there.
right? Those books were
Yeah.
actually my starter books, So it's like,
Yeah. But
I
this
don't
was
know.
also before he had it, so I don't think he could do much.
Right. Well, that's the thing.
No, and
that's
it's
where I
not
think
like
there's a.
we didn't make a ton of money. I mean, what is he going to go at? I don't think he's going to go after us.
Well,
He said he wasn't, so-
Rick actually hit it on the head, because when I got involved, it was undisputed. Preston had picked it up, trademark. And by the time I was done with it,
Mhm.
Ethan had just, filed his complaint. I think the real problem is with it live in court. Preston was still using it actively and aggressively, which is going to end up biting him in the tail fin, I think.
Yeah, based on my understanding of the situation from everything I've heard, I don't really think Ethan's gonna go after you guys. I think
I think it's definitely
you guys just kind of got caught up in the on the mess of it. I think he's more.
Yeah.
He wants to go after Poulter because he is more of an issue with Poulter because Poulter's, as you said, probably more actively using it.
Exactly.
Or people that are continuing to try and use it or whatever.
Right.
Well, there are people out there.
Individual who we shall not name, who has also been, who's also stated has been using it as well.
Well, we only used it on that one book, number one. We only used it,
and that was like over 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, and it wasn't. We didn't sell thousands of copies.
Well, and it wasn't crowdfunded; it was printed, and then we brought it to conventions.
Yeah,
we'd have something on the table, and that's okay. Like even then, it was before like the legal proceedings of Ethan coming in were even abound. So I would expect the first thing, if we had been using it continuously, would be like a cease and desist. But looking at it from Ethan's point of view, there's been a lot of maliciousness from the Poulter side. So that's where it gets sketchy. It's not like he dropped it or paused his use of it. He kind of well, you guys all know. I don't know all the details. I don't want to say too much, but it seems
sounds like he doubled down.
Right.
You went to
double
Ethan.
down.
You went to Ethan. Remember, you heard about
I did, because you know what? They kept saying that image was supposed to be Renfamous, and I was offended because originally it was Renfamous and it looked just like her. And then I had to change it because she didn't want to be part of it. So I was like, don't, I know this girl is enough trouble to make their head spin, but she shouldn't be implicated when she clearly didn't want anything to do with it.
I remember you changing that too. I remember that.
But I think it was more, I didn't realize this, but I guess she probably thought, I don't want to get involved with Poulter. I have no idea why she actually said, no, don't use me. But it was funny to me. And yet people still related the blue-haired chick immediately with Renfamous.
So I'm sitting back thinking that he is not going to sue us because honestly, there's really nothing to sue. Right.
Well, I think in this case, you two are like innocent bystander. He from what RJ told me, he mentioned you guys on when EVS was on RJ's stream.
Yeah,
he did mention Chris by name there, but as I understand everything now, from not just your explanation, but even from what RJ told me, I don't think you guys have that much to worry. I don't think he's really coming after you. You guys aren't using it.
We're not. We didn't.
What it almost sounds like to me is that you guys used it once, and then Preston picked it up, and so if anything, he took it from you, and then
So let me clear that part up for you. Preston came out and was talking about doing Comic Skate TM, and we were talking. And it turned out, I said, well, I can try to draw you a logo. So the reason it's in a circle is because of Pocket Jack Comics. He was thinking gambling, so it's like a gambling chip. Mm-hmm. And then he started detailing what he wanted within the chip. And so he wanted like an image in the chip, and that's, everything that ended up in the logo came from him. Now, when it was done, he wanted me to put it on one of my books, and he had JDA biting at the bit to put it on one of his books. And what happened after JDA and I did it?
Remember, we don't mention that name here.
Oh, is that actually a name though? I mean,
well,
I'm sorry, I messed that up.
Did you hear what I said earlier? The person who shall not be named.
I thought that was Testify.
Well, okay. JDA is part of Testify, though.
Or Pops. There's so many of them.
Well, we only have 2 or 3 of them, really. But
we need to have a list next time before I go live because I'm so sloppy. But that's how it came out. So the logo went into Preston's possession. I did not accept money for it. I was like, nah, just take it. Like it wasn't even that big of a deal to me where it was like I have thousands of dollars paid in commission or something. No, I was just like, whatever, here you go.
Chris does that. He works for free, everybody. So you can like just ask him and he'll do it.
If you ask me nice, I'll find a way to squeak it by Diana. It never fails.
Yeah, I know. That was one he squeaked by me and I was not happy with him at all.
Yeah.
Like, well, you shouldn't be in this business, sir. Sorry, just saying.
Well, I think that's an interesting dynamic about you two as a couple. It's like Chris is the talent there.
Yeah.
Diana's the business mind. Diana is the one who can rein in Chris when he,
We try.
Without Diana, I would still be sketching literally on napkins in Denny's. That was what I was drawing on before I met Diana because I had given up art. I was like, whatever. And slowly with her encouragement, I came out of that shell and got back into art. And now she keeps me from doing stupid things.
Well,
and sometimes she lets me do
successful.
stupid things. So I learned like a 100-page troll book because I needed to learn to control my emotions instead of going off on 100 pages. It's just the way it is, you know. You
Trolls
learn
Exposed you're talking about?
Well, Trolls Exposed was funny because that was supposed to be a 10-page story, and I ended up
It's a
doing
good
like
book, by
80
the way.
pages.
It is a good book.
Yes, I love the book, but what I'm saying is I shouldn't have wasted like 3 months making that book. I should have been working on the Cyclopean. So yeah, like I learned that I shouldn't let emotions distract me and pull me off the trail. And you would think that as a grown man, I'd know that lesson.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to learn it over and over and over and over.
Yeah, well, you're very sensitive, Christopher.
Yeah.
But in some ways,
I know that feeling all too well because there was something my dad always told me, from kid well into my adulthood, and that's not everybody's going to be your friend.
Exactly.
One of those lessons I've had to learn time and time and time
Yep.
and time again.
Exactly.
But in the sorry, go ahead.
So what you're really trying to say is Diana is the mastermind behind the curtain.
Yes, well, even better, Yanafui, even better. It's more like she is the rider of the stallion. So like she puts the reins on my bits and helps me from jumping off the cliff, which is so much fun. And in return, I get her to different places that she didn't know she could go.
But I was gonna say for the Trolls book, yeah, you went off on a tangent, shall we say?
You think?
But I think, it was really good ultimately for you because look, Diana got to do a story in it.
I did.
And your one daughter got into it.
Yeah.
And drawing it,
And my buddy Rick was in it too, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's that too.
And Mr. Yanafui appeared in it.
Yes, he did.
I can confirm or deny.
Now he's like, wait a minute, man, you're kind of crazy. I don't know if I want to admit that. I hurt Fifi's.
Okay, I have a verdict.
Verdict, yes.
Yeah, let me tell you that you touched the hearts of the jury, and mine. So I declare you not guilty.
Great, thank you.
But you have I have a task for you.
Yes, sir.
You have to find a copy.
Yep.
And burn it alive. Eat life.
Yes, I want to.
We're trying to. We are honestly trying. We've even asked our children. Our
Do it
kids
for the
are
clout.
Actually, I think I know where I can get one now that you mention it, Diana.
Oh yeah.
I bet you my sister has one.
She
came to one of our first shows.
Oh,
we would
she
have had
did.
that.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll bet you she does. Because I almost want to burn it just for the sake of going, see, I really don't care about this book. This was a piece of book that I started off with.
Piece of garbage.
Well, you know what you should do? Just print one up to burn it.
Well,
No,
it's not even the book
have to
itself.
reset the whole printing process.
Christopher, do not talk about your book as garbage. Number one.
Yes,
was
I know.
A learning process. It was a journey. You were just starting out.
Actually, Diana, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to be insulting. It's just picking up on how he was describing it.
Oh no, she's yelling at me.
I'm the one who actually used the term garbage.
No.
So let me say something though. So the book still exists, but it exists in this $20 assembly of comics from 2019 to 2020.
It's in like
This was the cover that used the logo. It was actually up here in the corner underneath all the head, the masthead. But that's why I don't have copies, because I ended up merging it all into these, because I felt like my early work didn't really merit one comic at a time. If I was going to sell it at all to show the progress of the art and the writing, it should be all assembled. So that's what I did. So those issues are extremely rare. I thought Diana ordered as many as 50, but it might be even less. We haven't checked the database yet, I bet.
No, I have. It's less than 50.
Yeah, how much is it, do you know?
When you go, you know what you should do when you have some time, if you will, go back and remaster them.
Yeah, well, actually I would, but you know what's weird? This will show you, and I need to talk about this sometime in a video. These characters, basically Cyclopean, Arctic Blast, they all appear in the Great Cyclopean, but these are totally non-canonical. I totally rebooted the universe twice, 3 times. Like, I just kept recreating the characters. So to remaster it, maybe I could readopt like the monster, but I couldn't really remaster it because, like, back then Cyclopean was a psychic. He didn't know sign language.
Yeah. Well, what I mean is remaster, tweak the artwork to make it better, and recolor it if it needs recoloring.
Not change the story.
I could, yeah.
Redraw it, remaster it. But Mr. Yanafui, or Judge Yanafui, excuse me, we are looking, and when we find it, Chris plans on doing a video and burning it, and woohoo, we're done with that. Blah blah blah.
I really want to. I thought that I would find several copies, but
no, it's
like I said, they went on the prize wheel, and then I forgot too. In October, we gave away over 300 comics.
Yeah.
Most of those were donations that were given to me in long boxes of Marvel and DC. But like, I scraped everything that was in the bucket that I didn't want anymore. And if I had any, they would have been in that too. So they all ended up in the hands of children. And, and who knows, if you're in New Jersey, we did do a convention in New Jersey. There's an odd chance that there could be one in EBS land somewhere. That would be weird if it popped up in the hands of a kid that he was talking to, unrelated, but it could happen because I don't know where they went,
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. So I think justice has been done, So the only thing I can say is, behind every great man, there is a great woman, Chris.
Hallelujah.
No.
When do we meet Mrs. Yanafui?
Huh?
When do we meet Mrs. Yanafui?
I don't understand.
There must be a Mrs. behind you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When do we meet her? You going to bring her on sometime?
When she get the pension.
When she gets what? I didn't hear the word. I wasn't sure what he said.
I think he said pension.
I thought he did too. So she's working.
She's working. In other words, she's not.
Oh.
You guys.
She's out bringing home the bacon.
Let's break it
frying it up in a pan.
She's working for a living, all because she's driven.
Working 9 to 5 and all the other hours too.
Okay, guys. My job is done. I can return to my planet. Bye. See you guys.
Later, Mr.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, well. It just dawned on me just as he was leaving. Hey, I wanted to give him an outro.
Yeah, he probably didn't want one. He's hilarious, man. Mr. Yanafui, like, if there was a YouTube, there are YouTube awards. They just ignore him. He should be winning like Comedian of the Year at least 2 or 3 years in a row.
Is that the Invisible Girl? That
yes.
No, that's the almost invincible.
Invincible, girl. Invincible Girl.
Okay.
So my very first story, that's her.
Yeah.
And she's a teenager who finds out she's physically invulnerable. So she's learning how to use her powers, and her boyfriend starts shooting bullets at her, and everything's cool.
Right.
And she had been catching bullets with her teeth. But of course, because we're writing the comic and it's unique, this one time it slips and it goes in her head, and she finds out the inside of her body wasn't. And, Yeah, she gets killed because it bounces in her head.
That's
And it
very
ends up into a storyline where the boyfriend's on the run and the cops are chasing him, and he turns out to be a nasty boy. But yeah, so she was almost
That was a
invincible.
very long, old story from way back.
You
when.
know what? I think that story is more dark than the other one that you think is dark.
I have to be careful because I always tend to like dark stories. Like in the
Well, look
comics,
who's back, everybody. Hey,
that's
Mr.
not back.
Yanafui.
That's Mr. Yanafui. We had
Hello.
Judge Yanafui.
Hello, fellow Americans and people of the crown. How are you? I
Hello.
missed all of that. What happened?
How are you, sir?
Yeah, fine.
I'm going to step away from the computer for a moment, guys. I'll be right back.
Okie dokie.
That's why I came here, right? She's
Yeah.
scared of me. No, I'm not going to do anything to you, Mike. Please come back.
He's
boy, we lose it.
This is where he should do a commercial break. I love commercial breaks.
Oh, I have a video. No. No, I don't have any.
Well, I had to get rid of the pre-show, so now I just have a really long intro.
Oh, your hair grew fast.
His hair is ridiculously long.
Yeah, we're going to be able to do another book with the hair soon. Probably by Cluster Fudge 3 in October, we'll be able to. It'll be long enough to cut again.
Nice.
Then we send it off, and they put it in wigs for kids.
And he's got beautiful hair. I mean, it's very thick, and he's got wave to it. You can't tell now. He looks like a little drowned rat. Why isn't your hair back?
Why isn't it back?
Yep.
Like this?
We've been on snow days, guys, since Friday, and we have another one tomorrow. So we've been housebound for
Yeah.
This is going on the 4th day. I'm so not ready to stay home again.
But the good news is I've been able to finish lots of artwork, and Manga Yoshokin is coming along quick on the 3rd issue. But it might become a double issue, double size.
I know. I can't even believe you're saying that.
It's just I don't want to. I'm spacing and timing and catching the beat of the story is important. So you can't rush everything into 24 pages all the time. Sometimes you have to stretch. And since I don't have an editor that will force me into 24 pages, I can stretch it. Well, you appreciate the creative process, right?
Yeah, I do.
So I feel that you're allowing me to do what I need to is pretty awesome.
Because working with you sometimes is very challenging.
It's not so challenging.
Oh, it is. You guys don't know. You don't know. Yes, you do. For those of you that have worked with Chris before briefly, you know what a pain in the butt he is. He's not a good team player at all. I keep telling people, don't ask him to do stuff because...
Well, Rick has been gracious enough to work with me a little bit. It's been rough though, right?
Well, Rick is different. Rick is he's got a lot of patience.
Hey, Mike's back.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
Hello. Just had to take care of something.
Absolutely. As you should.
Is it a pet?
No, something a little more personal than that.
Oh, you didn't have to answer it in detail. I was just wondering if you got like a cat.
Why do you do these things?
Are you asking Chris or me?
Chris.
Me. Yeah.
My God. Why?
Because I like pets.
You like pets? You know, I got to tell you, this MacBook is really kind of quirky. It pulls things. I don't even know how my keynote thing got up. I have no idea. Oh, well. Guys, I'm learning how to do this, and it's really very weird. How do you shut it? Where did everybody go? Oh, there you are. Okay. Sorry.
Hi.
Hi again. All right. All right. I'm not going to say anything now. I'm just babbling.
Well, even I have to admit, I was a little taken aback tonight because I was hoping James was going to be here tonight because there's a couple things I wanted to bring up with him on. I mean, I guess I could bring on at least a one with Velma, but that particular discussion would take a little different.
Did you say Velma?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm talking about, Chris?
Well, I'm not sure. There's been so much that was like
Who?
not so good. Velma.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Okay, well, okay, it's not a person. It's a show. It's an HBO Max show. So I'll just kind of give. So you're kind of caught up to date here, Diana. I'll kind of give you. I'll kind of give you the brief description of what's going on. So basically, Mindy Kaling, known from her work on The Office, okay, decided with a few other people to quote unquote do a Scooby-Doo prequel, right? That prequel was called Velma. It was focusing on Velma,
right?
And Chris is of course showing the.
I just looked it up, so I know what you're talking about.
Okay, basically, they went. It's like. I'll put it this way: it's like it's now has become the worst rated show on IMDb. Essentially, it was, and they're getting flack from both sides of the aisle.
They are, yeah. I'm looking at it now. I'm like, what in the world? This is
well. One of the things that struck me about it hey Tim, Tim's here. Hey Tim.
Hello, Tim.
Hi Tim.
Still waiting on my significant other, so I thought I would show up in the chat. All right, well, if you want to join us in the studio, you have the link. I was hoping that if you wanted to, you could have came in and shared your experiences about the comics that we read the other night. So if you want, of course the door is always open. So if you wish. Anyways, Tim was telling me earlier that I guess I can. Yeah, you can. I got some time. Okay, so you should have the link because I sent it to you via Messenger. So, let's just hope you don't have the same technical issues you had the other night.
Mike.
Yeah, what is it, Mr. Yanafu?
I'm going to go. I'm very tired. I don't have.
I heard you were out with your daughter earlier too.
Yeah, we were on the park playing. Well, she was playing. I was just looking.
You were sitting there watching her, make sure she was safe and all that.
Of course.
Okay. Before you go, Mr. Yanafu, would you like to do any kind of out? Would you like to tell anybody, tell everybody about who you are, any projects you might be doing, anything about your channel, or anything like that? You want to just do a little outro?
No. Bye.
Mr. Yanafui, we love you. In our household,
I love you too.
We love you, man.
Oh, yeah, I love everyone. Maybe not the people we can talk about. Oh boy.
Here's Tim.
So,
hey Tim.
How's it going? Hey, Mr. Yamafui. Hi.
Hello.
How's everything in the meme world?
Very boring this time. Nothing is going on.
How's it going in the meme world? It's very meme.
I know.
Hello,
Mark.
King's Kid. Does anybody know who King's Kid is here?
I do.
Yes, that's my mom.
That's
your mom. Hello, Rick's mom.
So what's the topic today?
You.
Well, I am very fascinating.
I'm going to say goodbye, guys. So
right.
I'm going to say the amazing, the spectacular, the terrific, the great one, the people's champion, 3 years veteran of the meme community, coming to another video, Mr. John Ofui, the meme machine. And the audience goes crazy.
The meme machine. Is that? I was going to say, are you related to Mean Gene Okerlund?
Okay, that's enough of you.
Okay. So Tim, now that we do have you, well, we were just briefly talking about Velma, the very bad.
Well, Velma's it's always been a joke about Velma that she's always been the joke was that she was a lesbian.
Mm-hmm.
That was always a joke,
right? Because of the
But Mindy Kaling decided to take it take it to an extreme.
Yeah, but that's what they do. They take something that was supposed to be a joke and then they make it real.
Yeah. But to me, it was never supposed to be a joke. I've never really heard that joke, but
Oh, I have. Where have you been, Rick?
I've seen a few videos where they've depicted Velma and Daphne in kind of a, well, you know.
Yeah, but
yeah, well, usually those are a certain type of videos that they do that in. So they do that with lots of characters.
Well, they've also kind of laid on thick the joke that they're a bunch of potheads. Have you ever seen?
They are though, aren't they?
Yeah, I've heard that one too. I've heard that's how they attributed like Shaggy's
always hungry
appetite. I thought that's how they traveled. I thought that was how they got their money.
Well, haven't you seen? Was it Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, where they ran from the cops? Like first, it shows footage of this vehicle. First, it's such like real life footage of a van getting pulled over, but you hear Shaggy's voice going, "Yeah, we got to go investigate the old cotton mill." And he goes, "Yeah, there's a green monster over there, man, a real fatty."
I haven't heard that, but I would laugh if I did.
And like they show the evidence during the trial. It's like, okay, we found 14 pizza boxes, paper clips, and an incense, Jamaican love. And then like Harvey says, and if less people had this, there'd be less people Jamaican love tonight.
Oh no.
Well, the one thing from Harvey Birdman that I remember in regards to Scooby-Doo was a scene where you would have Scrappy come in and go, "Puppy power," and then all of a sudden, here comes Avenger.
Avenger kills the dog.
Grabs him by the collar and like he's dead.
Hit those people! Hit those people!
The prosecution was showing can I talk? Investigating the witness. We're talking to the witness. God dang it, Rick. Anyway, and Velma says, "You're trying to make us look goofy and paranoid." And he goes, "Goofy," and it shows an actual clip from the Scooby-Doo cartoon, paranoid, and again another unaltered footage from the cartoon. No further questions. They've had all kinds of jokes about Scooby-Doo, and it's easy to make them too.
But anyways, what we were getting at was just how there's been so much backlash against Velma. James, of course, is apparently a shareholder in Warner Brothers Discovery. So I just wanted to hear his take on it. There's another thing too, but again, I guess I'll have to wait till hopefully he'll be able to be with us next week. But anyways, Tim, I know that you're probably on borrowed time, as it were, because as you said, you were waiting for your girlfriend because you were wanting to celebrate her birthday, right?
Yes, I haven't heard from her yet. But
so what I would like to have you talk about a little bit is your impressions from this past Friday's historical comic retrospect when we're reading through Speed Comics number one. Shock Gibson, Tex Tyler, and Ted Parrish. I
kind of felt they were really bad, but not because they're just terrible ideas, but because they're comic books in their infancy where they didn't really have a set formula yet. I kept thinking about how bad some of the story was.
Don't speed through your analysis.
Well, that was my analysis.
Well, yeah, because I've mentioned this earlier too. Like one of the things that grabbed my attention about it, and you heard me talk about this too a little bit, Tim, on Friday, where Shock Gibson there had that a construction helmet with that shark fin on the head.
Oh yes, that stupid helmet. Yes.
In fact, I remember we were talking about earlier with Rick, where Rick was saying that it was kind of funny because he was kind of reminded of the Golden Age Flash because the color scheme was kind of there. But as I pointed out to Rick too, this character actually predates Jay Garrick. So, because came out in 39, the Flash wasn't introduced until Flash number 1 in 1940. So,
well, I mean,
on what month in 1940?
August. I don't know. January.
Mike, I'm asking Mike whether he knows what month the Flash was introduced. Jay Garrick.
Yeah, well, it was in Flash Comics number 1. I know it was in 1940. It might have, I think the early part, maybe February or March, but could have been a little later as well. But
so maybe 6 months.
Yeah,
6-7 months difference between the two.
Probably, yeah. I guess if we are going to get into the specifics there, I can go ahead and go look that up real quick.
Oh, we can. We don't have to. I just figured I'd ask for the sake of asking.
Well, actually, let's see.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, just give me a sec, guys.
I'm just making noise so it doesn't go totally deaf on you.
Yeah.
In other words, dead air. Yeah.
It's not that bad.
So you didn't do really good on Paperboy there, Chris.
No, I was horrible. I'm looking for another game right now. I'm just kind of messing around.
So we got to fire you as the Paperboy.
Yeah, I didn't cut it.
Okay,
Hey,
so
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Diane.
I was just getting ready to say good night to everybody, but
good night, sweetheart, babe. It's
well,
time
a couple things real quick here before we. So the on sale date for Flash Comic number 1 was actually November 10th, 1939. Cover date January 1940. So it's more like
3 months.
Yeah,
4 months.
Pretty much, because we're in August right now. So, yeah. But anyways, Diana, before you go, of course, I want to give you an opportunity if you'd like to do an outro. If you'd like to tell us who you are, do any promotion, share any links.
Sure. So I don't have many links to share, because Chris will share the one. But I participated in my first draw stream on Saturday afternoon for a very short time and actually drew. I'm drawing a character, so I'm working out that. I am working on a short story that I hope to put out by the summer.
What?
Who said what?
I think he just put up a Scorpion action figure right there from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I know. He's such a dork.
I know.
Obviously, Hero Shack is going to be crowdfunding Manga Yashukan as soon as Christopher is ready to go. We got to get some shows to promote it and all that. He said he's going to work on that tomorrow. Right, Chris?
Well, I'm working on video propaganda for that.
Propaganda?
Reels, promotions.
I think you guys should be getting something in the mail tomorrow. I'm not sure.
Oh, good. Well, that'll be fun.
It'll be awesome.
It will be awesome.
Your lives will be changed forever.
Forever. I am so happy to hear that.
It's Melvin too.
I know. I figured that out. I'm like, woohoo! That's awesome, Tim. I cannot wait. And hopefully, because tomorrow we got about 7 inches coming of snow, and it may delay it, but we'll get it.
Well, that's no good at all.
It's
I'm not gonna make that joke. I thought of a joke. I'm like, nope.
Oh God. So, Mike, I am wrapping up my my degree. I'll graduate in May. My life will be not as crazy. I'll have more time to do streaming and fun things like this. So I'm very much looking forward to that.
All right, I was just about to ask you if you wanted to start trying to come back to do co-hosting, but if you're still busy, I can understand that.
Yeah, I am, but let me take a look at the calendar and stuff like that because I don't mind. I enjoy the reading part and visiting.
You know what would be hilarious for her intro? on
What?
on Hero Shack.
Yeah.
What's that?
Just like a compilation of her just reprimanding Chris.
There you go.
Actually, you should do it for her intro. You should do the demo Diana, something with demo Diana.
Oh God, you guys, I haven't done a demo Diana in months.
It might be time.
It might be time. Well, spring is coming, so that's when I tend to be more job stuff and whatnot. So I do have some jobs. I'm going to be laying down a floor in my office. Well, maybe I'll do demo Diana for that because that's always fun. But anyways, I am gonna head out. I've got a couple things I want to get done before I hit the hay.
All right.
But Mike, let me look at my schedule and see what nights do you do your reading. I know you have different.
Well, okay. The historical comic retrospective is done on Friday nights.
Friday,
okay. 6 o'clock my time, 9 o'clock your time. So,
okay.
And are all the nights gone for February? So does she have to look at March or when?
Yeah.
Okay. So right now, this is the way it is right now. Okay. This is so this Friday is Rick.
Okay.
This coming the 27th is Rick.
Okay.
February 3rd, March 3rd, and March 31st is RJ.
Okay.
I see the light.
And then on February 10th, it's Tim. Tim comes back. So right now, the over the next at least couple months here, the days that are open still are February 17th,
yep,
March 17th, and March 24th.
Okay.
Any other days in February?
Oh yeah, I guess the 24th would be. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, because I just because I was just thinking. Yeah, so RJ is February 3rd, March 3rd, March 31st. So yeah, 17, 20. So basically, the open days right now are in February 17 and 24, in March at 17 and 24. So those 4 weeks are still open.
So the 24th of March and the 24th of February.
17th
and the 17th of both of those months.
2/17 and 3/24.
Don't you do math in front of me?
2/24s because we're just looking 2 months ahead here.
All right.
Oh, and March 10th is still open too because we haven't scheduled that yet. But
all right. Let me look at my my calendar and see what's going on, and I'll send you a message on Facebook to what night I want. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'll
plan on do that as soon as possible. That way I can get you scheduled. That way, because what I have been doing of late is when the guys have finished on the night that they're scheduled, I usually will go over with them after the show, like what their what the next opening is, and then if they can agree to it, it's fine. If not, we just keep going open dates until we find one they can go on. But so.
All right. Well, let me look at what I got going on because I don't know off the top of my head, and I don't want to say yeah and then have something come up.
Right.
Or, say yeah.
I mean, Diana, something, and you guys should also encourage if your daughter's into some of the stuff we talk about too. She's welcome too. If you guys want to invite her on to talk about some of this stuff as well, because I'm always looking for more, more female commentary, just to, have that perspective.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I know that Larissa tends to watch and read more manga. Krista does not.
That would be nice because we could get a little more anime and manga discussion going a little bit more.
I can ask her and see if she wants to join us on one of those nights. But I'll get back to you tomorrow for sure.
Right.
All right, guys, listen, have a great rest of the evening. It was wonderful as usual, and we'll catch up with you guys later, okay?
Hey, honey.
Yes, Christopher.
Make me a sandwich.
Oh goodbye. Yep.
Your sandwich.
Thanks, Rick.
Hey, we can watch a simulation of.
God bless.
Night.
We can watch a simulation of.
Was that pole position you got playing there, Chris?
This was final lap. But the steering is horrible on my controller because it's supposed to go to a steering wheel.
I just thought it was a simulation of your drunk driving.
Yeah.
Well, I just thought it was a simulation of his regular driving.
Oh no!
As long as it's not called something like Asian lady driver.
Wow, we're really able to keep this going because it's like an hour 39 already. So in a few minutes, probably about quarter till, I'll probably start winding things down.
I see how it
we'll
is.
get into this day in
shut
Nietzsche
the
history
show
at that
down. I
point
get it.
or this weekend in Nietzsche history at that point. But anyway, so yeah, we were talking a little bit about Velma earlier. As I said, I'm gonna probably want to talk more about it when James is here because I know he's there's some other wrestling stuff I want to talk to him about too. But again, he's not here, so but we're able to still talk about some stuff. So
I mean, at this point, are we shocked they're gonna do something like this? I mean, I heard them like, okay, yeah. It's not so.
What are you talking about, Velma?
Or anything like it's like, hey, did you hear what they did to this already pre-established character? Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I mean, okay. I'll be this way. When they were
Flonk's adventure,
the whole thing with the Velma was starting, and I looked at some of the trailer or looked at some of the photos they were putting up for it. My first impression of how they were drawing Velma in that series was, what is this? A chocolate Easter bunny Velma? The way she was drawn, I mean, it's like she kind of looks like one of those chocolate Easter bunnies that you see that you get around Easter time. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And maybe there'll be an episode where they cut her open and there's like a marshmallow center.
Oh boy.
With like raspberry.
Is this for the TurboGrafx?
No, it's on the Game Boy.
Oh wow!
But it was a TurboGrafx system.
Yeah, I know. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Remember
the Game Boy edition?
Remember the comic advertisement they had in every comic book?
Yes. And the funny thing is, I always wanted to play it, but I never bought it, and then I do have it, so it's like I'm enjoying it.
I never played it, but I did know someone who had like a Sega or something. I always played like Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I played it too, and this was TurboGrafx.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it actually had card. Video games were card oriented.
Which is kind of funny.
Your mom decided to drop in on us, huh?
Yeah.
Is she into some of this stuff as well, or?
She likes watching some of this stuff, the streams I'm on for a little bit or whatever.
Okay.
I pester her with my comics all the time.
She kind of hangs out in the background and says hi to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she's always welcome to sit in and and hang out in the chat and all that. So
yeah. When I was muted there for a few minutes, I was hoping her get her account logged into her account on her computer for YouTube and all that, and find your channel.
All right, guys. Well, let's see.
So you actually went up a subscriber tonight because she subscribed.
Okay, that's cool. Well, I just hope that she'll watch and will enjoy, because again, as you guys know, I cover a lot of I cover what traditionally has been called niche. Of course, some of the stuff like the anime and some of it's becoming more mainstream, obviously, but it's traditionally it's.
I don't know why American comics just don't incorporate elements of what to kind of adapt to it.
What is this, Chris?
I don't know. They're just ROMs that I have, and it said it was Bonk's Adventure, but it wasn't. So I'm like, yeah, that one stinks.
So some of them are just Wong.
Yeah, they're just Wong.
You got any G.I. Joe in there, like the arcade?
I don't think I do.
No.
Well, I guess we should let Mike finish what he was saying.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike.
No, that's all right. I mean, as you guys know, I want conversations to keep going here. If they're leading somewhere, as I said though, we're now coming up on an hour 45 here, so it's probably a good time to start wrapping up. I thank you guys for being here. So before we leave, of course, we're gonna finish off. What we're gonna do here is I'm gonna go through this weekend in history, and then I'll let you guys do your outros, and then we'll wrap up. All right.
All right.
Sounds good.
I like it.
All right. So anyway, today is Sunday, January 22nd. So we're gonna take a look back at this weekend in news history. Some interesting stuff here. So first off, we're gonna go back to 1933 for yesterday. So on yesterday's date in 1933, which was 90 years ago yesterday.
Ooh, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, the Mickey Mouse cartoon, The Mad Doctor, is released from Walt Disney Productions. United Artists Pictures distributed it. Starring, of course, Walt Disney, Pinto, Colvig, and Alan Watson. Basically, this was, of course, 90 years ago. So on this date, 90 years ago, let's see. The plot centers on the title character, a mad scientist, who has kidnapped Mickey's dog, Pluto. Mickey tries to rescue him before the doctor can perform his experiment, putting Pluto's head to the body of a chicken in order to see if a puppy will hatch from an egg. Oh boy.
Thus led to the creation of the human centipede.
Yeah. So according to this, it was the 52nd Mickey Mouse short film and the second of that particular year. So on this date, back in 1933, 90 years ago today, Walt Disney Animations, 90 years ago yesterday, 21st, Walt Disney Animations, The Mad Doctor was released in theaters at a time when cartoons were released as shorts.
Well, that whole thing sounds really maddening.
No.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways, moving on to some stuff that happened on this day, the 22nd. Actually, a couple of things of interest. First off, on this date, 20 years ago today, the 22nd here, 20 years ago today, the 140th issue of Archie's Double Digest magazine went on sale on this date 20 years ago. And that comic is that Double Digest, as it were, still going today.
Yeah, I actually might have that digest.
Oh, this particular issue?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just gonna look at my comic stuff to see. But you can go on while I'm trying to do that.
Yeah, okay. So on this date 20 years ago, the 140th issue of Archie's Double Digest magazine from Archie Comics, sold for $3.59 and with 192 pages. Wow, talk about a big comic book there. But anyways, this book is still going on. So on this date, 20 years ago today, 140th issue of Archie's Double Digest.
And it's the only thing still sold in grocery stores.
Yep.
You mean comic-wise, right?
Yes.
All right. So now, well, Archie stuff is considered pretty PG from what I understand, right?
Yeah.
I would think so, but I don't know anymore. Stuff changes so much these days.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway, and finally, on this date 5 years ago today, WWE had the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw on this date 5 years ago today, as tomorrow is the 30th anniversary of Raw.
30 years of being Raw.
WWE Raw, and I covered this last week, but technically Raw debuted on January 11th, 1993. But it kind of makes sense for it to happen tomorrow because it's also the go home Raw before Royal Rumble, which is next Saturday, the 28th. So on this particular issue of Raw from 5 years ago, they held it in two spots. They held it in the Barclays Center, Brooklyn, New York, and the Manhattan Center in New York City. And many stars past and present were in attendance. Among the matches during the show, from the Barclays Center, you had in the main event for the Barclays show Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews with Dana Brooke in their corner, taking on Heath and Rhino, which ended up in a no contest. The ironic thing is Heath and Rhino just had a reign as Impact World Tag Team Champion, like about a month ago.
Yeah, all that's pre-selected.
Yeah, still though, we still keep track, Anyways, and the Miz defeated Roman Reigns for the Intercontinental Championship at the Barclays Center as well. A big women's match there. And then at the Manhattan Center, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, who just recently returned to the WWE after some time in New Japan and Impact Wrestling, they defeated the Revival, the team of Scott Dawson and Dash Wheeler, better known today as or Dash Wilder rather, better known today as Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, the FTR in AEW. So that happened 5 years ago today on the 25th anniversary show of Raw. So there we go. So that's all I got for you guys in terms of wrestling history there. I didn't even know that.
Tim left that. There
Oh,
he is.
I clicked the wrong button.
And I looked through my digest. I do not have that one. I know the cover looked familiar, but all mine are under that number.
F-Zero.
It's a favorite.
Yeah.
All right. So
I remember that.
Yeah. Anyways, guys. Before we wrap up here, I'm going to give it. So starting with Chris and going clockwise there. You guys want to give it, and of course, as you guys are giving your outro, you can also give your share your links in the chat as well if you'd like. Well, so Chris, why don't we start with you with the outro?
Sure, man. To make it real easy, I am a comic book creator. All my stuff is over at HeroShack.com. But in particular, pay close attention to when Manga Yoshokin comes out. That's my latest IP. And yeah. Can't wait to see you guys next week.
All right. And we'll find a way to get you the link. I asked Rick to send it. I didn't even ask RJ to send it this week because I wasn't sure if you were getting it from him or not. I was asking Rick to do it, but
it was fine.
Yeah. So you got here, so that was the important thing. All right, Rick, you're up.
Thanks. Well, thanks for having me on the panel, of course. As people who've probably been listening by now know, I am Rick Piper of Cross Comics. I have books like The Canadian Shield, Snowdrift. I have other ones to come. I have a YouTube channel where I do a bunch of different things. Mainly, I have a chill stream on Tuesday nights. So if you can come by for that and check out, of course, my comics on Indiegogo that are in demand at the moment.
All right. Tim, and I know it looks like you already shared your link. But if you'd like to give your little outro before we head out.
Yep. Melvin 2 is on Indiegogo still in demand. It's a fantastic book. You'll love it, so you should totally back it and get it. And Melvin 3 is in the works, almost done. Had to expand. We're expanding it by a page. And
yay!
Yeah.
All right. Anything else there, Tim?
Not right now.
All right. Well, everybody, I think everybody will be here now. Hope to see everybody back here tomorrow night for our niche, newscast. Tomorrow night, of course, I'll be going over this week's DC and Marvel releases. Just in case you have some interest in seeing what they're actually releasing. Be reading the CBR. Monday through Thursday, of course, I do kind of a niche newscast where I go over news stories from CBR, founding in the comics. Sometimes when they're up, Critical Blast too. And I hope you guys will come by and catch the newscast. This Friday, of course, Rick will be with me as we'll be looking, as we do every Friday. We will be doing our historical comic retrospect. Right now, we're working our way through books that went on sale in August of 1939. This week, we'll be focusing in on Centaur Comics and David McKay publications. I believe issue number 30 of Ace Comics. We're just going to be going over that real quickly because unfortunately, none of David McKay's stuff is available for reading, but we'll at least acknowledge the 30th issue, and then we'll talk, of course, we'll introduce everybody to Amazing Man from Bill Everett.
Sounds like it should be amazing.
Yeah. We'll also, of course, be reading about such heroes as the Arrow, Speed Centaur, and Mass Marvel. From Centaur's catalog of heroes there from many of their books. So I hope to see everybody each night of the week that we're on, and we'll be back here, of course, next Sunday with our panel and talking more niche across the board, from anime to cartoons to comics to manga to pro wrestling. So with that, guys, I thank everybody for being here. I thank my panelists for being here, including the ones who had to leave earlier. As always, we hope to always have a good conversation and have a good time just talking about niche. Not necessarily getting all the negative stuff that's out there. It's okay to give criticism and be critical of stuff, but we want to try to also bring about the more positive stuff, like what our panelists here are doing for their own as well. So hopefully, I hope to see everybody back here tomorrow.
All right, man. Good night.
Later.